Hey everyone, it's the Travel Wellnesspreneur with your daily reading. I do apologize. I've been MIA. I've been doing a shopping extravaganza for women 18 and up. That was a card that was ready to come out. But anyways, I am getting back on this thing and trying to be more diligent, but charge it to my head and not my heart. Okay, as you can tell, I just put my hair up. I did, and I do take time. I spend time researching a little bit as I pull the cards out. I will research a little bit and then present. So it's not a reading that comes to me like that. I just try to use different modes and methods, and I write notes so that I am properly prepared for you guys. Anyway, so the Conscious Spirit card is the first card that come out. It's the number 23 card. And as always, we read the affirmation together. You go and write it in your journal 3 times. And if you feel inclined, read it and write it every day until it becomes who you are. The card is called The Present. And the affirmation is, I fully experience every moment of my life by living in the present. I fully experience every moment of my life by living in the present. I fully experience every moment of my life by living in the present moment. So this book reminds me of this book that I've read. I think I talked about it before, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. It completely changed who I am. It completely changed my life. Like literally, I feel like overnight. I am indulging on or toying with the idea to take the book with me when I go to Kenya so that I could read it again on that flight. Okay, so what came to me when I was looking at the card is to go out and take a walk, smell the flowers if you see any, or just look at the flowers, like meditate on the flowers that you do still see out there. Interact with people, be in the present moment. Don't take your cell phone with you. If you're tracking steps, hopefully you have a watch to do that. Today is a good day to do that. The temperatures are great in the East Coast. It's about in the 60s and 70s. Be attentive. Be grounding. Take your shoes off. Walk in the grass. Play with the sand if you're in areas like that. And while you're doing this, figure out what your intentions are. Make your new moon wishes, because actually October 6th was the new moon at 11 o'clock, about 11 o'clock our time. So literally within 24 hours, I'm doing this video. It is a great time to set intentions, either the intentions that you are currently working on, reset them, redo your goals, set your new objectives, or if it's a new goal. So that's the perfect time to do that. This card is very grounding. It's very earthy. It has all the colors to it, the reddish colors undertone to it. We are in Libra season with this new Libra moon. So we'll talk about that a little bit, but this is interesting because you'll see the next card and see why I'm like excited. So it's fresh starts, new starts. The new moon just literally went in Libra. It's crazy. And it's about balancing the scales and balancing the scales, balancing your life, things like that. And then it's also about having harmonious relationships. It's about letting go as well. It's about refreshing yourself, resting, finding the inner peace. It's also about balancing like how much you help people. So one thing I have been doing for the last 2 days is sending people a religious exemption template or form letter. You still have to create your own religious exemptions. Write it yourself based on what you read, the documents I read. So I've sent that to about 20 people, not even knowing that this was new moon in Libra, not even knowing that that this is a time to just be giving and helping people, but also balancing with rest. So I rested yesterday, I'm resting today. It's very important to rest during the new moon season, but also in Libra, that is exactly what you're to be doing, is resting and spending time within and sharing what you have, but also being mindful to take time for yourself. So it's an air sign, of course. It's the most dynamic sign, though. I'm an air sign, I'm a Gemini, but Libra is very dynamic and it's very active, and there's a lot of high emotion. Like everything is like, it's, everything is highly charged, basically. So a lot of people have been having trouble sleeping. A lot of people are having trouble with dreams. I had a dream that I was shot in the jugular vein. It was so drastic and dramatic, and I could literally feel the blood pulsating out of my neck into my body. Seems so surreal. This was 2 days ago. So people who are struggling or having vivid dreams, I'm feeling you. I'm telling you that this is energetically. And one of the reasons is because there's a lot of planets that are in retrograde. So 6 planets: Mercury, Jupiter, Neptune, Saturn. I can't remember the rest of them. Anyways, so there's a lot of planets in retrograde. Look it up. And yeah, it was tough. That dream was tough. And then when I woke up from the dream, it felt like it was pulsating still, like that area. So just be mindful. It's a good time to examine things, analyze, evaluate, look at things from different viewpoints. It's not a time to give in to contracts. It's not a time to start new projects. We're still in Mercury retrograde. Trust your intuition. I have a feeling that this coming decision on the stay in New York for mandations that's in the Supreme Court will go past October 18th, because we're still in the retrograde season. So that they're not going to be able to make good decisions if they do it within the retrograde season. And Mercury retrograde ends October 18th, which is the date, October 10th is the date that's supposed to be making a decision. So anyways, be mindful of travel. Everything you set your intentions on will be okay. Like if I intend to get to the airport early when I go on my trip next week, if I intend to make sure that I'm taking the bus directly to where I want to go when I get to Vegas, if I intend to get back on the flight on time, like setting good intentions and making sure I'm there 2 hours ahead of time. If I intend for all these things and put love and light around it, that things will be fine, then they will be fine. But if you're moving around too quickly and too chaotically, that's when we make mistakes. That's when the planets that are in retrograde would show themselves and tell you, hey, slow down, hey, do this, do that, or it'll frustrate you. So be mindful of those things. So the second card I wanted to bring up is that I pulled was the Justice card. So if you know what that sign is, this is a Libra card. So what I tell people about tarot is that it is all intentional. Like I set the intention to give you the best message possible. And what it does is it really highlights like things that are currently going on right now. So Mercury, Libra is the new moon in Libra is talking about this. This is the major arcana card is a major theme in our life. Justice is a major theme in our life. Balance is a major theme in our life. This right here is Lamed. Lamed is the Aramaic or Hebrew letter that means ox goad. Ox gold is what they use. It was a staff, a long staff, and you'll see why the next card will connect to this card. So it's about 8-foot staff that they would hit in biblical times, or biblical times. They would hit the ox goad with this staff that has a little hook at the end. So when it's plowing, it'll make it move on and propel them into to keep moving, because oxes will like to rest. So this thing they would strike the ox with it and it will make it move. So in this card is basically I am the wisdom that's coming from this card is that everything that you gather, even in this YouTube video, and I'll give you a couple of people. There's a YouTuber, her name is Alina Brown, Alina. I'm giving her a shout out, and I'll put her link in the comments. People will be able to teach you things, and when you're learning these things, this is wisdom. Oh, this is knowledge, right? But knowledge is nothing unless you apply it, right? So gather the knowledge and the wisdom that you do and act on them. So share this video, like this video, comment on this video. You got to take some type of action. You can't just watch it and share and save it to yourself. That's not what this is about. This is not what our journeys are about. That's why the information I have about the religious exemption, that's not for me to keep. That's for me to give, right? And so when I gave it to the last 20 people I've given it to, I said, please share it with everyone you need to do. Share it with. Because number one, that's what the season's about, this Libra season. I'm like, it's not something you hoard. Oh, I got this information, I'm going to keep it. No, share the information. It's there for a reason. This is an awakening. This is not, oh, I'm taking this enlightenment and keeping it to myself. What? Like, where did it with that at? I mean, that's kind of why we have such a division between the haves and the have-nots in every area of life, in every area, spirituality, philosophies, personal life. Like, that's a big divide. So this is not the time for that. Take this video, share it, like, comment, do what you need to do, and subscribe so you can be able to share whatever else I share that's good for somebody else. Anyways, that just came out of nowhere. But basically, let wisdom, knowledge that you acquire in this time be the rod. Be like the rod that hits the ox goad to keep the goat going. So that's what we need to do right now. So act introspectively, focus on the details on how everything is affecting you. So I have been super irritated, but I also haven't had a lot of sleep. So and I have been trying to, I'm on a online shopping extravaganza, and I'm trying to do a lot of things, but I also need to rest. So I have to go introspective and meditate and do that stuff. And we are doing a new moon meditation tonight for anyone who's interested. I might do it on a video. I'm not sure. Anyway, so basically, Sun, Moon, Mercury, Mars are all in Libra. Sun, Moon, Mercury, Mars are all in Libra. That means that these energies, they collaborate with each other. You'll learn more about that by watching the other videos. You don't have to only watch mine. There's other things that talk about that. This is a time for rest, reflection, partnerships, collaborations, communication, and diplomacy. So be diplomatic, even if Mercury's in retrograde, and it has, people say that it deals with communication. It doesn't have to be that way, because Mars is about setting your intentions. I believe Mars is about setting your intentions, being courageous, being bold, coming out of your comfort zone, and setting boundaries. So it's because those two are active right now. One is in retrograde, and I don't think Mars is in retrograde, but because Mars is currently in today is activated in Libra, you have the ability to create partnerships. You have the ability to talk about collaborations and how to make things work. Any unresolved issues in romantic relationships, you could talk about at this time, like things that you need in one of your relationships that's probably not currently happening. You can bring those topics up now, and it is a good time to do that, especially because today is actually October 7th, and Venus, the planet of love, is moving into Sagittarius, which is more spirited. It's free spirited, so they are more welcoming. Like, you'll have more tolerance to and be receptive to things that are information coming from your partner and back and forth. So it is a good time to start communicating and be diplomatic. All right, so retrogrades, I already talked about that. Vivid dreams and sleep patterns, we talked about that, like my vivid dream and horrible sleep patterns. So if you're not sleeping right, I'm feeling you. It's all of us. Like, the schedule's off, but don't worry. Within the next few days, some of these planets will go and start moving direct. And October 18th, again, Mercury will go direct. But this is a good time to be empathetic, or try to be empathetic. No, I always tell people, be kind, because you don't know what the person's going through. So this is an extra special time to be extra special kind, because you don't know what people are going through. Hold space for yourself, though. Definitely hold space for yourself. Rest is productive is something I learned from Alina Brown, is like, you have to rest. Take time to rest. That's good too, because in that rest period, things can be downloaded to you. That's my perspective. Like, when you're resting, things can be downloaded to you to make your life better. So make sure you take time to rest, lean into family. I cannot believe that when I get on a live, there's calls, texts, all types of stuff. All right. Anyways, so the last card, let's talk about it. The card is trust. The card is trust. And look at the rod. Remember the ox goad? This is interesting. The angel is holding a rod. And basically in this one I'm saying, I'm thinking it's, well, I'm not thinking, I'm interpreting the card to say trust the process. It has a same top. The ox goad is in there. Hold the global light in your hand. This is the world. Hold it in your hand. Be present, stay balanced. Put your feet in the ground, like ground yourself a little bit, because Libra is an earthy sign. So we are all us Geminis, Libras, and Virgos, we are all like Aries, so we'll keep going, but do something to keep you grounded. And remember that we have a little bit of every sign in each of us. But for those of us who are air signs, go out, make sure you put your feet in the ground, and stay grounded, play in the grass, stuff like that. Just sit there, hug a tree. Things like that will help you stay grounded. But make sure you spend time with yourself. Now, I'll quickly go over the Confucius Spirit card, the present. The card says, this card is telling you that it's time to release the past and trust that the future will be as it should be. Align yourself to the now. Become fully present in everything you do. Don't worry about what has been or what might be. Be by what has been or what might be. By experiencing the moment, being in the now, your energy is aligned to and focus on the task at hand. This allows you to give 100% to whatever it is you are doing and help align yourself with the law of attraction. By doing this, you will be able to achieve more success. If you are not in the present, you easily lose focus and concentration. And I could testify to that. That is exactly what happens to me. It's like I have 1,000 things to do and then I'm jumbling it. It's like, no, I have to do one at a time because I'm not going to get it done. By living in the present, you will experience every gift, every opportunity, every miracle of each day, and gain a great appreciation for life. Most of your worries stem from the past or the future. Living in the present releases you from fear and worry and allows you to bring the experience a life filled with great abundance, joy, and contentment. I will tell you that in 1 week, I had gotten a check from some Wells Fargo for a car I had in 2006 because they overpaid. Like, that was a blessing. Then last night I have a ticket that says my license is gonna be suspended. I look, my license is not suspended, but it was over a ticket from Chicago that my daughter said she already paid and shows proof of receipt that she paid it. So these things, these little detailed things I need to take care of, because I'm gonna get my license suspended for a ticket that's been paid. It doesn't make any sense, and they didn't allow the payment with that ticket, whatever, things like that. But this is a good time to be present. Take care of those present situations that are lingering. You let them linger. Don't do that. Grab this stuff. Take care of them. So in the Justice card, you know how these are. They a little longer, so be patient with me, y'all. It's the Justice card. Justice, the principle of fairness, being too judgmental. So if you're being too judgmental, this is a time that it's going to highlight, try to be less judgmental. Fighting for disenfranchised or disposed. That's me sending out information about the religious exemptions, because we have to fight for our freedoms to be our inalienable rights to protect our own bodies. That's our God-given right, is that you have the right to stand your ground. You have the right to protect yourself. And so if we can use stand your ground for all types of other stuff, like justifying why you killed somebody, we definitely can use their stand your ground so that they don't put injections or anything that you don't want into your body. If you don't want to take some medication or anything like that, like, I don't want this video to get censored over me saying anything, but I'm saying that you have a right to stand your ground and you have an inalienable right to protect your body. Those rights are protected by the Constitution, not because of the Constitution, but because we have that inalienable right. But anyways, fighting for disenfranchised or the disposed, lack of biases. And this faith card, the fool searches for a moral compass of belief system about nature of right and wrong that he can use in order to reach conclusions and make judgments about things that happen in everyday life. Judgments are not always bad. We should make calculated judgments on things, because those things require us to contemplate risk, what the risks are. And if you don't want to take risks, you have to make sure that they align with you. This is going to be a really long video. I don't like that. Okay, but anyways, the Fool will use the belief systems and the conclusions and judgments that flow from the order to change the world around him and make it a better place for its inhabitants. In other words, he will take the concepts he learned in the Faith card and put it into action. Okay, so these are cards in order. So Faith is the card before Justice. In Justice, the world is governed by belief that is in an underlying fairness, the fairness that can be, I'm gonna put these glasses on, established by a deity or organized intelligence, or it might be up to humankind to provide whatever fairness there is in this world. Either way, fairness, equity, and justice become the overriding principles by which we live our lives. Without this energy, life would be reduced to pure savagery. In many ways, this card represents the essence of what it means to be human. The image shows an armored woman who floats in the air in the sky, who seems to be half machine rather than holding the scales in the other, as in the other decks. The tarot dreams. The tarot. I'm trying to think. Oh, the tarot dream. She actually is the scale. So she is the balance, and that's what we're doing now. You have to be the balance, right? You have to balance the scales. You are the scale. As in this, as in other cards, devices and magnetizes signifies mental activity. You know, a lot of meditation and stuff. That's what we were talking about. And I will stop here because I know that I've read this card before. So if you want to know more about the Justice card, just look up my other videos because we talk about the Justice card there. So I'm not going to go into it all the way because I am like really sad that this video has gone on this long because I like to keep them I don't want them to go on forever. So in the Trust card, this card asks you to trust. I want to take the glare out, but it's not working. Okay, to trust. There's a purpose to life. Keep faith. That the chaos you see around you has an underlying meaning in the divine design. When times are hard, indigos can feel that the world has been orchestrated to work against them, and that nothing's fair. The truth is that your viewpoint has not yet expanded enough to put your problems into perspective. As you age, you will see that what seems overwhelming and unbearable now is only a minor hitch. Trust that there's so much more out there, including magical experiences. You will see how balanced the world has the potential to be. Take this card as a reminder to persevere, stay strong, and believe in yourself. Because the world needs more than you may know. And they need more than you may know as well. So with that being said, thank you for listening to this too long video. But you could stop at any time and come back to it later. Peace, love, and light. Peace, the Travel Wellnesspreneur with your daily reading.